No. Any advice on carnivore macros to max muscle gains without gaining fat? Who's thinking 4 grams per kilo body? Yep, that's fine. That's what I usually recommend for people wanting to put more muscle, and like half of that fat. Yep, that's fine. Good. If you've got body fat, if you don't have body fat, then you need to up the fat slightly, because otherwise you will get into rabbit starvation. Now, how much taurine would you recommend for myostatin inhibition effect? I would recommend basically, if you're a large person, I'd recommend up to 8 grams. If you're a medium-sized person, probably down to about 6. Medium to small, probably about down to 6 grams. And it should be taken before 90 minutes before exercising. So, and your creatine and your L-citrulline for vasodilation to increase your performance, that should be done 30 minutes before. And so I usually about 2 grams of L-citrulline and about I sometimes do 4 grams of creatine. So that's how I sort of do it in a couple of days a week. I only do 1 day a week now, but if you want to do a bit more, you do need days to rest. That's when you actually build muscle, when you're resting, not when you're actually training. So yeah, basically doing about 2 to 3 days a week is pretty much, probably 3 is pretty much what you want. Now, the other option is to throw in some leucine. So, and that would mean 90 minutes after, within the 90 minutes after you finish your training, you could actually beef up the leucine to basically increase the muscle protein synthesis, to amplify that. So, yep. And that is pretty much how I would do it. And then within that, after an hour, I'll definitely start getting some protein into me as well after training. So, steak and eggs and that sort of stuff as much as you can. Some dairy products as well. Try and get some stuff in to provide a lot of the material to force up more muscle protein synthesis, which can last. If it's a lot of stuff to digest, it can take a bit longer, and it'll take quite a few hours to digest. And slowly, that will be basically then the sphincter at the bottom of your stomach will just release small amounts as they come through. They'll be absorbed into the gut, and then will provide an amino pool, a constant amino pool as you're building up. So, and you can actually sustain muscle protein synthesis under those circumstances out to 8 hours. When you take powders, they have a lower utilization, and you end up with more of that in the feces in the toilet, and not, because you can only take up so much utilize at any one moment, where when you're digesting real food, it digests over many hours, and you slowly get small amounts to absorb, to build, absorb and build, absorb and build. And that's the more natural way to build than these powders. So, well, that's my personal opinion anyway, and that's what the science has actually shown. So, not that you won't get some gains, but I think you get better quality protein and better quality muscle by using real food, like the old bodybuilders used to do. So, yes, but that's what I would do with the utilizing taurine in that way to enhance the myostatin inhibition, and also to increase the level of performance and the level of fatty acid oxidation as well. So I've done a recent video. Hasn't anybody watched the recent video? Why haven't they watched it? This is a recent one. How to increase post-exercise fat loss and enhance athletic performance. That's the one I'll put it in right now there for you. Go and check that video. That's a recent one that I did.